There is no person, regardless of size, that cannot be a wrestler. But I developed a system of buying wrestling shoes, of buying them cheaply, so that every single kid in the club, they could come to their very first practice, and I would say, okay, what's your shoe size? And here, try these on, try these on, try these on. We were able to get 2 grants, and from which we were able to buy several mats, and then located these mats in high schools that didn't have them. It's an essential element to wrestling. You have a mat or you don't have a club. For the kids involved, you're actually meeting kids outside of the city. Otherwise, you're just meeting the same people you'd already know. So starting that tournament was as an annual matter was pretty important. There's an enormous amount of pride associated with just the organization of putting this together. It's quite an ambitious undertaking when you're only using volunteers. I often wondered, how did this thing get together? It was just simply sort of like an iceberg, 95% work and 5% the day of the tournament. These kids are all individuals, and they decide when they're going to come out and when they're not going to come out. So the issue for us was, how do you encourage kids to come out as often as possible? And all this created a sense of momentum and verve that made wrestling important for the kids. What I think is very important is for the kids, when they're in the practice, when they're in the sport, to enjoy themselves, to have fun, that you're getting along with the other kids, you're being introduced to new kids, you're growing, if you will, as a human being because of exposure to kids you never knew before. And for some kids, they might be shy and not have that many friends, but that kind of exposure and that kind of team spirit, which is constantly being reinforced, is something really important. I was really delighted that the last thing that we did organizationally was the volunteering, because we must have had like 35 parents helping out that tournament. And that was as high as you're ever going to see in Ottawa, which is an Olympic qualifier. And yeah, that pleased me a lot. I think that we consciously have a work experience and a credo, if you will, that is as healthy and respectful and enthusiastic as you could possibly want.